ADA's up 10%. We know the market's pumping when ADA's up. Oh, shit. ADA's up.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Oh, Babyface is here. What's going on, bro?
Oh, not much. So sorry to be late to the class. But let me know. How is it
You're
going?
good.
Everything is pumping, isn't it?
Bro, I am so pre-rich, it's not even funny, man.
Come on. Why? What is it? Are you on hovering over unrealized gains?
No, I'm out of my trade now. I'm up
Uh,
$4,200 today.
Let's effing go, brother. That's fantastic.
My
The
hair.
sprinkle dance.
Yeah, man.
Let's go.
Sprinkler. It's a sprinkler.
The sprinkler. I remember that there
It's
was
easy
a
to do on the computer chair.
yeah, because you can rotate faster. Love it.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, I've taught everybody in this chat the breakout retest of orb continuation trade, and they all took it, and we're all rich. So we don't need to teach them anything. We're all sitting here, locked and loaded. I'm getting a haircut today. I'm gonna get them to
That's
give me the OC.
that's the wrong way, man. That's the wrong way. Don't ask. You're gonna end up being like looking like me, man. Your
I see
cheeks
you got a new
grow,
house.
bro. Yes, I have a new house. I've been having a lot of trouble with my camera lately. I don't know what's going on. Doesn't want to work anymore. But yeah, you see, hair goes out, and
Nice.
also everything start failing.
Oh man, that's awesome. People were talking here about the J Bravo indicator suite that I do not have and I do not know how to use, and therefore I don't know how to teach them.
Absolutely. Yes, I promise them that we're going to be looking at them today. If you want me to go over, oh, I see you have dropped those ones too. So if you don't have it, please, well, if you need to have a J Bravo subscription link. If you used it, please go speak with support. If you are a lifetimer, you can get the Bravo kit if I'm not mistaken. If you are 2024 subscriber lifetimer, all right? Depending, no, even 2025. Yeah, 2025 lifetime subscriber also gets the Pro kit. So let's go check that out. And also, I'm going to be showing you different things that Bravo has released this year for the top tier.
Bravo Kit Pro, is that the one?
The Bravo Kit Pro is just for Ultimate or for 2024 Plus. Yes.
I got Bravo Kit. I have the Bravo Kit Pro.
Let's go. I'm going to give you also the chick magnet, bro.
What are all these colors?
Let me go ahead and add them. First, let me share this so you guys can see it. It's not that. There we go. Boring.
This is it? Look at this thing, man.
That's it, bro. Yes, that's it. That is it.
Look at those whales. Whale, though, man.
It's just money flow that it represents a whale action. So there is a very distinctive patterns that whales do when injecting money into the markets, and we have an indicator that reads that pattern, basically telling you, hey, when a whale is buying or injecting money in certain time frames. Remember, though, every single indicator will read depending on its time frame. All right. So if you go to the 5 minutes to then to the 4 hours, that whale will change of place or even disappear, because that depends on the time frame that you're in. The volume percentage in the money, the volume amount that it reads. All right. So just making sure that we're tracking there. All right. Let me go ahead.
That's cool, man.
It is.
It looks pretty.
It looks pretty, yeah. Let me see here. Let me share my.
Now, does it make you money? That is the big question.
It's pretty good. It's
I
pretty
could
good.
care, like it could be as ugly as ever, right? It can look like the wrong turn, right? But if it makes me money, right?
Absolutely. Couldn't be more in agreement with you. All right, so let's go. And by the way, this works both in crypto and forex. I mean, crypto, in the three crypto, forex, and stocks. All right, so you're good to go with those. You might have just some issues with indexes because TradingView doesn't show volume data on indexes. So just make sure that you know that. There's a couple of caveats. I'm gonna be talking about it for a little while, but here you go. You can go to indicators. And by the way, guys, remember we're part of the developing team, so you might be seeing a lot of indicators that you don't have. Don't worry, they're not new indicators. They're not nothing new. When we create them, we give them a name code, all right, and then as we develop them, we start testing parts of the indicators. So don't worry, don't panic. You might already have the ones that you have. All right, so let's get started first with the Bravo kit. All right, let me click it once. Here it is. By the way, here's a very, very common mistake. All right, if you go to indicators, and I have this pushed back a little bit in with two members, just want to make sure that you don't get quote unquote fooled by this. All right, and if you type the Bravo kit, you're going to be seeing the Bravo kit, all right? And with a dreadlock. You first don't need to type this. Nobody has access to it. And then the other user told me, well, how come we have 643? Because this also went into our published indicators. So if you go here, you see that you can comment, see how that looks, all right? And of course, you have comments. So people, naturally, they just went and liked it. They favored it, all right? But this is a developer unit. You are not supposed to have access to this because this is an incomplete unit, all right? So I mean, I don't even have access to that, as you can see that. So then you do have the kit here. All right, let's go ahead and add it. One click. And then, depending if you got the Pro Plus 2024, you might have the Kit Pro. And if you got the Ultimate 2025, Lifetime Ultimate 2025, you also may have the Pro Plus. Let me see if I have it here. Where is it? Bravo Kit. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Okay, I don't have
I'm
it.
learning.
I don't even have it, man. All right, I'm just making so many changes. The older version, I believe in the special kit. We're gonna be taking a look at that. I mean, I have the older developer segment here. Yep, this is it. I said, don't worry, the Bravo special kit. It is the older version of the Bravo Kit Pro. It's just a rebrand, not rebrand, but we changed the name at release. All right. So I'm telling you, we changed the names based on, like Mercedes creates a car and they give them, I don't know, a code name. We also do that, right? Just to refer to it while we are developing. So let's get started there. Then we're going to be adding, of course, our oscillator invite only. That's where you find both your DCA oscillator and your trampoline. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because you're not watching Bravo, but don't worry, everything's going to make sense, all right? So we're going to be looking for the oscillator Pro. Here we go, oscillator Pro Plus. This is the one. So let's add it here, 1.3, and even you also got it on the oscillator Pro. I'm also going to be adding it, all right? So let's go check this out first on how it looks. This is the one that you should be looking at, all right? So this is the classic one that Bravo had. What is the trampoline? Is the zero line at the center, all right? Remember, he talks about the ribbon, right? Like it's you go, you step on the trampoline and boom, it pushed you up, right? So you have a clean and clear correlation with that. We call it here the zero line. Another important thing that you're going to be finding here, if you hover over the oscillator. All right. And let me make sure that I'm recording this so you guys have it. Yeah. All right. Recording. Alex, can you do a test, mic test for me?
Check, check, check.
Perfect.
Ladies and
Up
gentlemen,
and
boys
running.
and girls, OC, Mexico, MC, in the place to
Thank
be.
you, my friend.
Sharp Prime,
Really,
kicking
really
ass, taking
appreciate it.
names.
The baby face OC, right? All right.
That's
So if we hover over the name, you're gonna see a gear icon. Okay, and then under the gear icon, you're gonna be seeing the prime oscillator. So that's the main one that we're using. All right. Couple of things that I personally like to turn on and off, just so you guys know where is it at. It's on bands on and off. All right, in this indicator, I like to do that. And another thing that I like to do this on this indicator, it's going to style all the way down. And zero line, I'm going to click in it, push the opacity all the way to 100, make it thicker, and make it a straight line, and click OK. So that's going to be giving me more visibility. You may also be related to another indicator here, another oscillator. Go to the settings, go to inputs, and then on oscillator select, like magic, you have the MVP oscillator. You click it, you wait for a little bit here while the little eyes stop moving. All right, and this is the other oscillator that J Bravo uses. All right, so got it right here, just so you guys know where is it at. I'm gonna keep it as it is right here. And if you got the Oscillator Pro Plus, it is straightforward, the same process. Something important to note is the oscillator shape, how this looks in here and how this looks in here. Regardless how you like it, you can go into the settings, all right? And then you can turn on and off the old shape. Let's take a look at the thickness of the oscillator. You see that? All right, so I like it this way. So just because I like it that way, I'm going to use it this way, all right? And then, of course, into your oscillator select, you can also select the MVP oscillator. Click OK. You see how it changed is the exact same thing, all right? I'm going to keep it 1-to-1 so we can see how things played out. So in the bottom one, just because this is the classic one, I'm going to go into the prime oscillator, all right? Because it's a little bit more simpler. And of course, I'm going to be turning off the bands in here, okay? Disclaimer alert, I'm not J Bravo. I do watch some of J Bravo videos, all right? So I'm not up to date on how J Bravo does every single thing, but I do use those indicators. I've seen him trade, and of course, we developed this with him. So I'm not going to be able to give you like if I was J Bravo because I'm not, all right? Fair warning, this is my version on how to use his indicators. Do you want a tutorial how he uses his indicators? You need to go to his page, YouTube page. Another important thing that we need to talk about, and that is how the kit works onto EMAs, all right? He trades on the daily, and this is very, very, very important. And then also I'm going to get rid of this alert so we don't get confused, all right? So, yep, delete it. Oh, man, I didn't want to, but whatever. He trades on the daily. Therefore, if you go live trading on the daily, you will have to sit 24 hours for one candle close, right? If that makes sense. So very important when we talk about live trading with the Bravo indicators as Bravo uses it, you will have to be sit down 7 days straight, no sleeping, to follow along, quote unquote, live trading. So technically speaking, what J Bravo does, a daily report on the daily time frame, that is live trading on the live, I mean on the on the daily time frame. All right. Next important thing, let's go over the Bravo kit. I'm going to turn it on. All right. This is how it looks. Yours might not look the same. Here's a couple of things that you might be missing. First, right click on your right price chart area here. All right. And then you want, just like mine, to have scale price chart only. That's going to help you. Oh, not this, like this, sorry. like that. All right, so checked out. So that's gonna help you to have a proper scaling on the candles. All right. The next thing that you want to do is right click at any background part in here, go to settings, and then inside of settings, symbol, and then turn off borders. Okay. Just like Mexico and USA, right? No borders.
Kuzma, baby.
All right. There we go. No borders. All right. Just like Europe. I think that's a much better example. All right. So no borders. That's going to make your colors pop up a little bit better. All right. The next thing, and this is the next most important part, it is how on where are the EMAs located? Because in many cases, you have the Bravo 9, the 200 day, and day is the key word, and then 200 week being the key word. All right. You do this and you say, hey, all right, I can see my 200 day and my 200 week. It is not a 200 EMA. It is a 200 daily. So if I go, because this is the most common mistake, using Bravo indicators to trade the 5 minutes. You can absolutely do it. All right. Just remember, look at how far up your daily and your weekly MAs are. All right. So when you zoom in, this is the most common mistake. And we get tons of tickets asking, hey, I don't see anywhere my 200 EMA. Where are those? What did I did wrong? Nothing. You didn't do anything wrong. You're on the 5 minutes, therefore you're daily, because it's always daily. Doesn't matter if you go to 5 minutes, it's still gonna be locked at daily. Your daily EMA, it's gonna be just way far off in here. This gets over exaggerated when we're talking about stocks, all right? Especially penny stocks. Do you guys have any penny stocks in here that you can give me an example, for example, in here?
Crypto.
Yeah, well, let's do what was this mining company that went to like almost bankruptcy, that mined Bitcoin, of course, back in the day? That was man. Well, I don't know. Let's do some stocks in here. Riot. Yes, that was Riot. Thank you. There it is. All right, so let's go take a look at Riot. All right. And this is how it looks, right? And then you start looking for your 200 EMAs, and then you keep going up, 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 and up, and never appears, right? And then, well, to get back, you just double click. And then you start looking low, 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 and then you see 1, 2. So why isn't one above the other one? Because that is the way it is. Right now, Riot is trading above the 200 EMA, both daily and weekly, all right? Long story short, if you're going to be trading lower time frames, lower than daily, and with Bravo indicators, make sure that, yes, your EMAs are going to still work, but they're going to be most likely very, very far, far away, like Star Wars, all right? But as you can see, as we came to, that's what you want to take. Remember, an EMA or an MA, it's an average. That doesn't mean that the TP point should be bouncing off, right? So since it's an average, it is expected to have something like a fake out. And here's where, let me show you something important that we teach here in this channel. Like my good buddy will tell you here every single time, nothing beats a good trend line. So you use a trend line.
This is true.
There we go, right? And then either your trend line goes like this or like this, or like that. It doesn't matter, all right? Trying to hit this peak in here. And then you go, it's not about the breakout, it's about your retest, off you go. Or it's not about the breakout, it's about your retest, of you go being above your lower band, bouncing off your lower band, all right, breaking through your 200, okay, and then waiting for your trampoline. Where is your trampoline? Right here. Breaks out, stays above, right here, bounces. So your entry is either here. Let me clear this up because this is getting messy. It's either here, all right? That is front running your entry. Your actual entry should be here or here, whichever of those two, all right? Let me mark them. Right here on the trend line breakout, all right? Or here or here on bouncing off your EMA, all right? And then at that same time, well, we are above our trampoline. All right, so that is the basic. There's a couple of other things that happens when you go in lower time frames. The algorithm has not enough data to process the 9 count. All right, that is just a fact of the matter. One sec. I see somebody wants to jump in here. Hold on a second. All right, and well, the very important thing is to wait for your confirmation. Talking about the 9 count, all right? This is on how the J Bravo designed it. The data that J Bravo wanted the 9 count to read is just not here at the speed that we're counting, but our main breakout is. So when he designed the 9 count, we told it, hey, what if you add this piece of code right here? And look at that, plays fantastic, all right? So important part is to have the 1, 2, or the 7, 8, 9, right? And then the breakout. When you have the 7 and 9 in the breakout here, that is a fantastic area to start looking for a retracement. Then you also have the center ribbon. The center ribbon is basically the middle ribbon that tells you or works as a trend line. Very important. So for example, once again, nothing beats a good trend line, all right? A trend line would look like this. And then as you see, you lost the trend line here, but you have a confirmation loss of that wave right here, all across this area. And then when it changes direction, goes the other way around, both changing direction on your initial wave, also breaking below your 0 line, all right? And of course, moving lower. Then you have a pivot here, green candles, all right? Then you have your reverse or flip of the ribbon, right? And then changes direction back up. So what are we after is these big movements, not these vanilla movements, although they can be very boring. All right, I see somebody surf not. Do you want to come up stage and ask your question? Let me know. You can raise your hand and I'll pull you up. You just need a microphone. Or you can ask your question right here into the... Exactly. Like Samba says, chop below the 9 count or chop above the 9 count. So let's go take a look at that on the daily. All right. That's where he trades. As you can see, you have more counts. Let's go to the right. Here is 7, 8, 9, right? And the count, right? Chops above, chops below, all right? 7, 8, 9, chops below, right? And then you have your line in here like a trend line. And there we go, right here. You have a breakout of that count like a trend line, right? Breakout retest continuation as we're breaking through this area. So this means long position should have been in between these areas. Your stop loss somewhere around the area of liquidity and then aiming to the next area of support. All right. Or even you can start looking at some bands at the top and at the bottom. So far, that's what we got. All right. Also look at the rejection of your ribbon like this. All right. And we're going to translate this somewhere around here. So what are we looking for? It is this. All right, that's taking profit, and you're gonna also be when they start chopping, then 9 count. All right, and then breaking through your wave. That's your shorting opportunity, and losing your 0 line shorting opportunity. All right, questions about the Bravo kit. Any questions?
Looks interesting. Definitely
Yeah,
not
it
the way I
looks
trade, but I could probably fit it into my strategy if I wanted to. Like I can see how it works.
right. Yes, and those bands are pretty fantastic, to be honest. When you start hitting within those bands and have the 9 count, that's a pretty strong indication. That's a what's the cheek magnets? That's a picture of Jay Brown. No, just kidding. I'll show you in a second. Alex, you're more suited to his 2M scalping of the NQ mini futures, he says.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mike,
Makes
Tron
sense.
is not part of the Bravo kit. Nope. The only way to get Tron, you get 3 different things. The only way to get Tron, it's through his courses. We don't sell them. All right. So if you take his courses, he'll show you how to use those 2 specific indicators, and he give you access to it for free when you finish his courses. All right. And you're gonna get a special code. I don't know if the promotion is still available. All right. But when you finish his courses, you get a promotion code. You ask for a ticket, you give us that promotion code, and then we add you to the list to get the Tron indicator. But you need that code. Okay, he doesn't really explain too well. About what? So this thing is just killing me. Sorry, 1 second. I have it, just trying to figure out what it does. Tron. All right, we can talk about all of that series in an upcoming video. It's already time. Alex, do you need to go?
Yes, sir. I have an appointment. I'm getting my hair cut,
Let's go.
so
All
I
right,
can
I'm
look
gonna
pretty
stay
for you
just.
tomorrow.
I love it, love it. I'm gonna stay for my 5 more minutes to explain the Bravo Kit Special or the Bravo Kit Pro, which is its actual name, and just show a
I
couple
look
of
like
different
this guy,
things.
ancient astronaut
Aliens.
theorist.
Oh, love that name, bro. Ancient
All right, guys.
astronaut.
Have a wonderful day.
Yes.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
See you, Alex. Thank you. All right, so let's get rid of this, and I'm gonna be deleting the Bravo kit. All right. The next thing here is gonna be the Bravos. You'll see here Bravo Special Kit, but that is the Bravo Kit Pro. All right. I just don't have the latest version. Okay. But that my question. Amir, what's your question? I only see my question. Could you maybe edit that or tag me into your question? I don't see it. Any good scalping strategy for gold? I don't do scalping for gold, but any strategy. Here's the thing. Let me finish that. Also, what do you think will gold trade the upside liquidity or more downside? We already have a prediction happening since yesterday, but this is getting off topic. I'm not going to be answering that today. We're going to go take a look at that tomorrow. I need to finish up with the Bravo kit. All right. Very sorry, my friend. Come back tomorrow. I'll promise I touch on that. Remember to paste that question once again, and I make sure that I fully answer that. Very, 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 very important. All right. And I'm not saying this Don't take it the wrong way, please. All right, don't take this the wrong way. Any good strategy to scalp, that is because most likely you are a beginner trader. All right, there is no good strategies. There's only for scalping or swing. There are only good concepts. So if you follow the same concepts, you're golden. Trend line breakout, zero line breakout, trampoline, right? Or breakout retest, right? Reversals. That's it. That's all you need. But I'll touch on that tomorrow. All right. And I'll make sure. I make sure. I make sure to fully cover that. Let's go and turn on the Bravo Kit, the Bravo Kit Pro. All right. It looks almost exactly the same. In fact, it's exactly the same, but it includes a couple of other two things. All right. Shows the alerts. So it do involves you the alerts. It gives you, of course, the 2 weekly, the 2 daily, the 9, the Bravo 9, right? It, of course, gives you the bands, give you all of these alerts, and give you the, what is it? The whale alert. If I'm not mistaken, let me see. It also should be giving you the chick magnet within the Bravo Kit Pro, if I'm not mistaken. All right. I don't have it. I need to update that. But I'm also going to be making that little parenthesis tomorrow before we go into the gold thing. All right. Well, it is not the 20 EMA for whatever time frame you are on. That will be just the it has a it has some more code in it. But yeah, not really. It does use an EMA, so it is not that it uses an EMA, it uses an average. So yeah, that's a more proper answer. Which in EMA is an average. So kind of like a perfect. That doesn't mean it's equal, just like a dynamic reactor. It depicts. All right. So let's go check this out. What it changes in here, it is the well calculation. All right. So what's the well calculation? Basically, it has a they have like a fingerprints when a whale wants to sell or buy. All right. So what we have done is that we have collected those fingerprints, all right, on how they inject the money before they execute the sales, right, and the volume, and we give you an alert. All right. And that is a pretty good alert. Look at that. It's not a reversal, but they tend to act as reversals because when a whale sells, it creates a volume cascade. All right. And usually you can see the volume cascading here, which creates a lower low. All right. And when people see a lower low, naturally they're expecting a lower high. So it's basically like a paradox. All right. So when you see this, it's not a reversal, but it is a kind of volume that tends to create a paradox effect on a volume cascade. All right. If that makes sense. I know it's just simply, I mean, I know it's kind of like a fancy wording or something like that. I'm just trying to explain the best as I can. But it's basically telling you know what? We have this characteristic of selling volume, most likely, where it is a whale executing its sales. So it might create a cascade effect. And we can see that cascade effect, all right? The same the other way around, all right? And let me show you, for example, in here. So remember, this needs to be on conjunction, using conjunction. There was the same cascade effect, or the beginning of that same cascade effect. It just didn't play it out, right? And then went down. So remember, it's not because you have a whale means that this is going to bounce. It's not a reversal. It is a characteristics of whale selling. So you can see maybe a whale sold out too. Well, then because it was thinking that it was going to go lower, and then it go lower, right? And then buy up, and then it moved it sideways, all right? So, but when you see those and you are extremely overbought or oversold, you can pair those, all right? So, for example, overbought, and then you have a whale, you can pair those as reversals. Once again, they are not reversals, but they calculate or they read the fingerprint on how whales usually execute sells or buys in the market. But yeah, I mean, that's what I got. Guys, I'm going to be back tomorrow. We're going to be finishing up with the chick magnet. And just not to leave you hanging here, let's go really, really quick onto gold so you can take a look at what were we looking at, all right? And where is it? I think it's in here. This is gold. Perfect. And we were talking about the flag, all right? Something important. By the way, this is plan B, and this is plan B, and this is plan A. So we were talking about, hey, breaking the previous structure in here, and if we start losing the trend line, which we didn't, all right, that trend is still valid, well, we're going to be going to this target for an entry. If not, if we break out the golden line, we're going to be hitting to the top. And at the top, most likely, just like every time in the past, look at that, at the top rejection, at the top rejection, at the top rejection, at the top rejection. So I was also mentioning, look at how so repetitive this is. All right, everybody was going to tell you, that's what I mentioned in the previous classes, that this was a bullish flag. And I also mentioned, don't get fooled by them. This is gonna be just like every other time. This is gonna be a range. All right, and based on that range, and based on that range, you can start taking some profits. Buy low, sell high. What do I think is going to be doing? I think it's going to be rejecting, going somewhere to 4,046, and then probably trying to break above. Why? Because we have uncertainty in the market. Right now, we are below the zero line, and until, I mean, this could happen right away, but until we break the zero line, we are going to be rejecting. All right, so if we break, like for example, today, right now, we break the zero line, do expect a little retracement, and then a burst through. But if not, if we stay below the zero line, most likely we're going to reject. TP number 1, 40.46, and TP number 2, somewhere around 39.99. But yeah, that's what I got on gold. So that's everything I got for you guys. Thank you so much for joining. And as always, see you guys tomorrow.